Hello everyone, my name is Isaac Wright Jr. and my life story is the inspiration for ABC's new hit TV series called For Life. For Life chronicles my journey from being wrongly convicted and sentenced to life in prison to securing my own freedom and becoming one of the most sought after attorneys in the country. Today, I'm running for the privilege of serving as New York City's next mayor. Like no other candidate in this race, I represent your struggles, your tragedies, your hopes, your inspiration, and your triumphs over insurmountable adversity. As mayor, I will provide a path to home ownership for all New Yorkers, including those living in New York City housing complexes. I will create programs where the city will fund new businesses and help expand existing ones. I will implement criminal justice reform, cultivating NYPD into a blueprint for what it truly means to protect and serve. But to do this, I need your help. Make the right choice. Please donate now, and let's bring home the win for New York.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inspire. I'm your host, Sha Hayes. We are so happy to have with us, as you saw the rolling of the video, Isaac Wright Jr., whose life is being inspired by the ABC drama For Life. Without further ado, let's enter and welcome Isaac. Hi.
Hey, everyone. How are you?
Wonderful. You know, as we saw the video we wrote in is that you're running for mayor, but we wanted to take a little step back before that and talk about your journey. When we think about everything you've gone through in your life, when you were growing up, what were some of the dreams and aspirations you had for yourself?
I don't know. As a kid, I always wanted to be, that guy. I remember, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, sitting to the table. And it's 6 of us. It's 6 siblings, and I'm just bragging about the things that I'm going to do when I get big, and by the time I'm done, everybody has picked up their plate and left the table. I'm sitting there alone talking to myself about the things I'm going to do when I get bigger, But it came and went, and it came again. So I don't know. Maybe that was a little bit of precognition. I don't know.
And I saw at some point that you had delved in music. Had that been something you would have, gone and dug further into?
Yeah, I actually was. My thing was really athletics. I was always into music and stuff like that, but I was really into athletics, and I got hurt in high school. I was a high school All-American, and I got hurt going into my senior year. That ended, and so I put a lot of emphasis on entertainment from that point. And, the first big break I had that really catapulted me in the industry was appearing on Star Search. And then,
wow.
Everything took off from there.
That's amazing. You on Star Search doing what now?
I was a dancer actually on Star Search.
Really? We got to find this video. I know it has to be video out there.
Yeah, there's I think it's on YouTube. There's 1 or 2 episodes because we was on several, on a few weeks on Star Search, and so I think there may be a couple on YouTube that you maybe find.
That's down there. We got to find that one because that's an amazing thing. So now that you are an executive producer for Life and seeing the drama played out and your life being played out on television, I think the question is it's a part of your journey, your past. But if you had to write the story of your life now, what would that be? What would be the title of that show?
I mean, if I had to, I don't know if there's a better title than For Life. I'm not sure if you can get it better than that, because it just connotates so many different things, about life in general.
Yeah.
But I guess if I was to retitle it, I would retitle it as 3 words. I am you. That would probably be my title. Yes, I am you.
And that's so much of why you're positioning yourself now and running, is because your life journey and things that people are going through is so relatable. It's not, the outsider coming in trying to tell people how they should live their lives. What are some of the things that you've been seeing that you were telling people in terms of saying that I am you? How do you connect to people in that way?
One of the main things and the most profound is the lack of knowledge that we have of ourselves.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was very successful before I got arrested. I mean, I was on top of the world. I had the world in my hands, and I got arrested. They took it all, but I actually found myself in prison. All
Mm.
those great things that I was doing, and all the money that I was making, and all the things that I thought about myself. I went to prison, and I found out that it was all wrong. That I had a calling that I never even knew existed until I went to prison, and it was challenged. And then all of a sudden this gift appeared, and so I Am You is a representation of that gift and the gifts that we all have individually in ourselves.
Mhm.
And sometimes not only these gifts that we don't know anything about, but and that we have to find in ourselves, but there's also this thing that we always tend to seek answers outside of ourselves, and a lot of times the answers to some of our challenges and to some of our problems and hurdles that we face in life is it's inside, it's in
That's
us.
that's so true. But how do you not stew in revenge or stew in hatred? How do you find a way to disconnect that emotion and get past that?
When you've been in the pits of hell and you've fought with the devil, I mean, intimately,
Mhm.
intimate, vicious, tragic fights with the worst of the worst. What happens is that it makes you a better. It either breaks you or it makes you a better person in many many different ways. One of the main ways, and one of the most significant ways that it makes you a better person, is that in order to survive, you have to literally learn how to manage your emotions. You have to learn how to
Mhm.
manage your anger, and so that you can continue to stay focused, and that you can stay above or and ahead of your enemy. Because the moment your enemy or your adversary sees you coming, you're finished. Especially if it's a formidable opponent, one where you're outgunned and outmanned. They see you coming, it's over before it begins. And so the only way that's going to happen is if you stay focused, and you're never going to be able to stay focused unless you're able to manage in some way, shape, or form that anger and that tragedy, that storm that's going on inside you because of what's happening to you.
So how are you going to separate yourself from all the things and people that are surrounding down the barrage of people are going to start coming at you? How are you going to stay above the fray now that you're now, I mean, people know your profile from the show, but now
Mhm.
you're putting your hand into politics. How are
Right.
you now going to be able to stay out of the kind of, I guess, the stereotypical view of people think of politicians?
I'm still real nice and healthy, and my joints work really really well. Arthritis hasn't kicked in or nothing like that, so I could just
Brush it off. I love it.
I could just I can still brush it off. And so the thing about the thing about going through what I've gone through, it's very very difficult for a person to be able to get up under my skin. I mean, it's there's nothing that anyone is going to be able to say to me that someone hasn't said something worse about me.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be an incredible challenge for any opponent to come at me, because there's nothing that they're going to be able to say that not only that I'm not going to be able to deal with, but I will be able to deal with it successfully.
And so, when you're now going into your campaign, what is the one thing that you want to say to people who are looking to say, well, what happened in current administration is not working, but there's certain things you want to do that's going to be the change?
Well, the first thing that I'm going to do, then the first change that the people are going to see is that I don't shake hands and tell lies.
Mm.
People's lives, from one election to the other, from one leader to the other, people's lives don't change. And one thing about an Isaac Wright Jr. administration is that when people wake up in the morning, from the time they wake up until the time they go to sleep, they're going to actually be able to feel and experience the positive changes in their lives, because of my administration. And there's marquee issues that I believe is going to contribute to that. My housing issue, my housing policy, my economic policies, and my criminal justice reform policies. And so those are very significant policies. They're policies designed specifically to affect people's lives, to make life, the quality of life, better for the average New Yorker. And I believe I have the best policies out there. I mean, I know I do. So yes, I think that my administration and Isaac Wright Jr. administration will be different in the sense that the average New Yorker will be able to experience, will be able to feel the actual progressive benefits of my administration.
And you also had a great town hall with Fat Joe, so that couldn't help you as well.
No, that couldn't help, and they're going to be they're going to be a lot more. One of the things that we're doing with our town halls and outside our town halls is we're trying to provide something to the people in addition to talking, answering questions, and talking about our policies. All of our town halls, we have a free COVID testing station right in the back where people, while they're there, they can go and they can get their free tests. And we're also opening up testing sites across the city. The first one opened yesterday, as a matter of fact, in Brownsville. We have a few more slated next week in the Bronx and in Queens. But within the next month or so, we're going to be all over the city.
And just speak a little bit in terms of what your plans are in terms of helping people be more educated about what they need to know about the vaccine.
Well, the vaccine is extremely how should I say? It's I don't know. You got some people. I haven't taken the vaccine myself, and God, thank God, I've never got COVID. There's a couple of people in my family that's gotten COVID. But one of the things that I need to say about the vaccine is that there's certain realities about human existence and about medical necessities. One of the things that's happening now that we all experience is that you can't even go to school without taking certain vaccines. Mm-hmm. You can't do it, and so all of us at some point in our lives, or at least 99% of human beings at some point in their lives, have taken vaccines. So this COVID vaccine has brought about a lot of suspicion. There's a lot of controversy surrounding it. I advocate every single individual doing specifically what's best, what they believe is best for them, as long as what they're doing that's best for them doesn't adversely affect the next person. Yeah. Because the issue of safety, especially medical safety, is not you, but the person next to you. It's what you do to protect other people. You have the right to do whatever you want to do to yourself, but you don't have the right, to harm other people, whether it be intentional or unintentionally, especially when you're educated about it. And so, I like I said before, I've been tested many times. I mean, being on the set, we have to test. Off the set, I've been tested, so I try to make sure that I stay healthy, and that I'm in a position that if something is wrong with me, I will quarantine myself from other people. And so I can't advocate taking the vaccine, but I absolutely will not advocate not taking it. Right. What I can say is the decisions that you make should be in the best interest of others, not yourself.
Well, you are a limited time, but we want to just give our youth and those who are watching words of advice and inspiration from you and your journey, and where some people may be feeling stuck right now in life. What advice would you give anyone watching right now?
Life itself, a part of living is dealing with challenges, and those challenges come to us in a variety of degrees. And so, especially for the younger kids, younger kids, especially in their teens, they're very vulnerable, and they're very fragile in their thinking and in their emotion. You're 10 years old, 8 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old. You get pissed off at mom and dad. The first thing you think about is running away. That's that fragile mindset that's not developed, that's not matured in its decision-making abilities. And so, kids, teenagers, the thing that I can say to them is that it's really not that bad. You take a second look and think a little bit deeper about the dissatisfactions that you have with your surroundings, with life itself, and be a little bit more strong in the mind about how you want to deal with that. When you wake up in the morning, things will be a little bit better than they were. the day before. And so I would say to them, you have a lot of strength inside you. You have a lot of power to overcome, some of the challenges that you deal with on your day-to-day life as children growing up, on both inside the home and outside the home. Stay strong, stay confident, keep your feet planted on the ground. Set your little goals while you're young right now, and prepare yourself to be an independent adult sometime in the future and go out and conquer the world. But the way you're going to do that, the way you're going to be able to prepare yourself to conquer the world is right now, is the way in which you train yourself how to manage some of your disappointments that may occur and you may face in life, and how to let some of those things that make you want to say, I want to run away from home, how to let that go and wait for tomorrow to come, because it'll be all right tomorrow.
Yes, joy comes in the morning. Well, we thank you so much for taking your time out, for sharing some of your story with us, and we look forward to seeing all that you're going to be able to do with your campaign. And we have been letting everyone know before this how to support you. So we'll make sure we continue putting that information out there.
Thank you so very, very much, and I appreciate you having me. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, you all take care.
Good day.
Bye-bye. That was wonderful.
Yes, so glad he was able to join us. But we're going to roll out to this video and be right back.
I was sentenced to life in prison for being a drug kingpin. The problem was that I didn't do it.
I play Aaron Wallace, who's a version of Isaac, who becomes a lawyer, and he's fighting against the DA who put him away. There are so many things about the story that you can identify with. Lack of justice in one way or another, fighting for something in your life, regardless of what it is. The hope, the trials, the tribulations, the light at the end of the tunnel.
When I first said that I was going to represent myself, I made that decision and I told it to the court. They thought I was really playing.
How are you here? Hard work and goodwill. What's your method? You read lots of things in the media and you see lots of things on the news, but you don't understand the depths of what these people have to go through to prove themselves innocent.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for that amazing interview with Isaac Wright Jr. Keyana was telling everyone earlier what she was showing behind the scenes anyway, about how to support him if you're wanting to follow him and support his campaign. If you all do so, but again, wanting to thank everyone for joining us, and make sure you remember that if you want to inspire someone, or if you know someone who's been an inspiration to you, make sure you send us a message at inspirebyenonis@gmail.com. The email's like right there on the bottom. You can't
Yes.
Or you can make sure you follow us on our social media page. Share, like, and do all that. Subscribe, because when you do that, you can be updated on all these amazing interviews that we have coming up. And because without you all, we wouldn't have this platform and been wanting to inspire others in their journey.
Exactly. And also, if you're interested in purchasing a shirt, an Inspire shirt, to support Inspire, reach out to us. Send us an email, inspirebyenonis@gmail.com.
Yes. But
we can't forget, if they know someone, a young leader, an entrepreneur, send them our way. Let them come on our show and share their journey with us. We would love to have them.
Yes. But y'all make sure you guys follow the page, because all that information is right there. So just in case, follow. But until then, you all, thank you again for joining us. Again, if you know someone who wants to be on the show, please connect with us on Inspired by Anonymous. Until then, we inspire together.
Bye-bye.